Hey guys, I decided to do something a little bit different for this video here. I decided to create a new account just because I wanted to see what it'd be like to start as a new player at this point in time. It's February 2022. I've been playing this game since I want to say 2016, so pretty much know the ins and outs of it, but a lot of times people might be coming into this game brand new and there may be like a week in or so. So I wanted to show how to maybe go about it in the best way possible as somebody who has a lot of experience playing this game. And so I just went ahead and started a new account, and it's going to be my alt account here. Had to go through and make a whole Facebook and Google thing. But anyway, so first thing I did was go through the training, whatever, the intro thing. And I'm starting off with Nissa Sage Animist. And so I'm almost at level 10 from just doing the thing and putting the runes into her. So first thing I did, I didn't show this yet, but got an Origins card or Origins pack, a free booster, and an extra Origins pack for doing the ad watch. So let's see what our default cards are here. Really got tiny little collection here. So first thing I'm gonna do is not spend any mana crystals on any of the Origins walkers. I could maybe go for Liliana because she's decent in black, and Gideon can get you a decent amount of battles won if you have the right cards for him, but I think for now I'm gonna stay with these with just Nissa and see what I can do in story mode. Collect crystals until the next planeswalkers come in. So out of here, I mean, it'd be great to have enough crystals to get Nicole Bolas, the Ravager, or Narset, but I don't think I'm going to be able to grind that many crystals with just one walker. So I'm going to wait until these rotate out, which is Thursday night, or no, Wednesday night in Pacific Standard Time, where I'm playing from the new Planeswalkers hit the vault Wednesday night. So I'll grind crystals until I can get whatever comes next in the vault. So another thing I'm not going to do is spend money on packs just yet. I'm going to save my resources for now, because when you first start, oh yeah, it's booster crafting. So that's another thing we'll get into later as I get duplicates. But first thing I'm going to do is go and play story mode. And I can go through here and try and get all the objectives that are in each story. So one challenge will be, how many of these fights can I win with just Nissa Sage Animist at level 9? And we'll get into that as we go. But for now, I just wanted to intro what I'm planning on doing with this video series here. So we'll get back to it later. All right, see you guys. Okay, so I'm back, and I've gone through the first chapter of story mode in Origins. So that opened up a few different things that I can do now, which I will show in a bit. But I just wanted to show real quickly the deck that I used, and pretty much had no trouble beating all of story mode with that first chapter. So I got lucky and pulled from a free pack Bark Channel Pathway, which is a land forming card, and So when you use landforming, you have to use if you match a gem with a horizontal swap and it fills the card with mana and you play it that turn, you get this secondary effect, which is creates an extra land token for you. And this one converts 2 gems to blue. Ideally, you want a landforming card that gives you your Planeswalker mana on one of their colors that they have an affinity for. But since we don't have that yet, I just really like that. You can convert 2 gems to green. And Nissa's Pilgrimage is an all-star card. And you'll find it useful for probably most of your time playing this game until you get some really good lands. But very solid card for the price. And then I only have one spell, and I've been using Titanic Growth. I mean, I only have one spell that Nissa can have at the level she's at. So you gotta be really careful with what you can use. And I use Titanic Growth to buff up my creatures that can defend, such as Dwinnen's Elite, Citadel Castellan, and Llanowar Empath. And sometimes Eyeside Troll. What this does is gives you a buff so that you can either kill one of their creatures or not die when you block. And that will usually kill one of their creatures as well. Meteorite is my other support that I have that don't have much better right now, but at the beginning of your turn, gain 1 mana, and then 2 damage to your opponent's first creature is usually enough to kill them at the beginning of Origins. So it's a pretty useful card for me right now. Elvish Visionary converts 3 gems to green when it lands on the battlefield. So I kind of treat it like a spell. And Eyeside Troll was something I pulled from a free pack, and it's okay. I don't have enough snow gems to really take or snow cards take advantage of it. So this was just one of the better options I had. So what's nice about it is that it can kill another creature of theirs. So I went through story mode and got a bunch of new cards, but I don't have another Planeswalker to use them with. So I was a little bit limited in the green cards that I got. So some of the more interesting ones that I got was Arlen, Voice of the Pack. Create a wolf token is probably the best thing. It's a Vanguard, which I will explain later if I do end up using it. But if not, don't worry about Vanguards quite yet. These will be the only ones you can get without spending crystals and jewels on something else I probably still need to explain. But this is a decent card, but probably not yet. Mage Ring Network. At the beginning of your turn, gain 2 mana. So it's an expensive card to play. For now, we're going to probably not use it. Orbs of Warding was something that I got from a free Origins pack that I got from getting the quest journals. So this is actually a pretty good card, and I might put it in there because so many creatures are weak right now that it will actually be fairly useful for you. Some of the other interesting creatures that I got. Don't remember what this one does. Adamant Green, when this creature enters the battlefield, it gets +2/+2. So it's a possible 6 power toughness for 10 mana, which is not terrible. But we got a couple other interesting ones. Sylvan Messenger is a good one because it will pull another elf creature from your library into your hand when you cast it. So you can theoretically cast Sylvan Messenger over and over again, getting you a pretty decent size creature. There are a couple of other ones in here that are not bad. Defiant Great Maw is a 5/6 for 8 mana, which is not terrible. but it does make your other creatures a little weaker. So that one you got to be a little careful with. Is there anything else in here? Bramble Armor is not a terrible support either. It's an equipment, so every time you attack, it gets mana equal to the little number next to the sword. Ether Hub is a colorless support, and we don't have enough energized gems to really take advantage of it. But I did also pull from one of the free packs you got from doing story mode, Deadlock Trap. So this is actually a really useful card, but until we get more energized cards, it probably won't be that useful. Wildwood Tracker was something I used a decent amount to, but I replaced it pretty quickly. Vastwood Fortification is something I'm going to put into my deck because target creature you control gets +2/+2, but I like the land forming, converting 2 gems to green. Although I don't like that the support gets destroyed after the end of your turn, but it's still okay. So I have room for 2 spells. So that will be my second spell. And let's find one more. Let's see. Let's take out Sylvan Messenger and Elvish Visionary. Although I do want that mana. Let's see what else. So let's make sure there aren't any other good creatures that I want to put in this deck so we can test it out in training grounds. Boneyard Lurker has mutation, so that's good. That means we can mutate other creatures with it, which might be pretty interesting. Actually, let's take out Empath and put another Citadel Castellan. Okay, let's see what this deck does when we take it into training grounds, alright? So, now that we can access the events, let's talk about what to do first and what not to do. Right now, we're in bronze tier, so our rewards for paying gold to do these events is really small, so probably don't want to do those yet until we get more planeswalkers to play with anyway, because right now we can only access the green nodes because all we have is Nissa. So right now the only thing we want to do is play the training grounds and possibly tour Duravnica. Might be able to beat some of those, but I would say for now focus on beating as much of story mode as you can and possibly seeing if you can win in training grounds. So let's try our deck to see how well it does. Okay, I can't even... Oh yeah, there's a difference between standard and legacy here. So let's just do legacy training grounds first, because we have access to all the cards we have. Let's see how it does. Alright, Bark Channel Pathway. So I like to start by putting my mana generation cards on the battlefield first. So Bark Channel Pathway, since I put it on the field using a horizontal swap, I got 2 lands out of it. So let's get our meteorite down as well. So at this point we have a solid amount of gem conversion on our board, and let's see. How we do from here. I like to just keep using her first ability. I don't like to use the other ones that often. I think a solid... Okay, mutation. So I'm going to cast it as a creature because I don't have any creatures or support cards in my graveyard yet. So if I mutate, if I cast, let's just show you what mutate does, even though it's not that necessary. So, oh, he played a Hixus, I believe. Yeah, this will get difficult. Don't remember if I put Conclave Naturalists in this deck, but it's going to be important that I get that card out because it can destroy a support when it enters the battlefield. So I don't know if I'll be able to win without it, but hopefully we can make a match that will destroy that support as well. Okay, he just destroyed his own Hixus, so that's good. We might still be able to win this battle, but we're pretty far behind. Although we are sort of catching up here. Let's see what we can do. Don't know of any of the other cards that are in my hand. Although if I get a Dwinnen's Elite, I can at least block for a turn. Let's go ahead and do that. Great. Now I can't attack. Not even sure what did that. Let's check the battle log. If you control another opponent. Wow. First creature can't attack till next turn. Okay. So. I think I want to save Dwinnen's Elite until I have two of them that I can put on the board. Oh wait, I'm going to die anyway, so. Whoops. Dang. Alright. I got screwed by that Hixus, so let's try one more time. Got enough to get to level 32, so now I can use Nature's Regrowth. And yeah, so that beginning story mode is pretty generous in what it gives you, so you definitely want to pay attention to what you get from the guiding journal, I should say, not story mode. So I've gotten 4 packs from it, and I'll get a Crimson Vow pack, which is the current newest set, and 50 crystals. So holding on to my crystals for now until I get a planeswalker that I really want in the vault. And right now there's nothing great that I can afford. I'll just show you what's in the vault again. I want to avoid the original 5 walkers. Chandra Ignited would actually probably be a better red card, so I might pick her up, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna save crystals and wait until the next rotation, which should be tomorrow. See what's in the vault instead. So let's go ahead and do this again. Training grounds. Oh, this is the wrong one. Have to rebuild a deck that doesn't have restricted cards in it. So let's try this again. Overall, I was okay with what was happening, but they played a mythic on me, so, and a pretty nasty one at that. One of the more useful Origins mythics is Hixus, because it will permanently disable your opponent creatures until it's destroyed. So if you got multiple versions of that on the battlefield, it's really hard to get rid of unless you have support destruction, which I should have checked to see if I have Conclave Naturalist in my deck. I'm not sure I do. So right now, since I don't have a lot of cards I need to fill in my hand with mana, I'm just going to keep using her first ability because it draws me cards. And if I keep doing that, it'll actually speed up my mana production here, which is really what I'm after. Vastwood Fortification. Okay, if I can make a horizontal swap, I'll create a green gem here, or green land that will make me some more mana. Okay. So I should have played that spell on Dwinnen's Elite Titanic Growth, but wasn't paying enough attention. Save it for the next time I need to block. Okay, so because there were cards in my graveyard, I was able to actually grab some Dwinnen's Elites from my deck. Okay, I don't have room in my hand. It won't let you use her first ability unless you have room in your hand to draw a card, so that's why I did that. Okay, Titanic Growth. So, I guess I didn't really need it that time, but alright. So we did alright this battle. We get some rewards here, or progress. One thing I will have to explain about the whole card mastery thing is the temptation is to begin to level up your cards because what they implemented in the game is the experience points, and you get cool stuff as you go up in experience of your planeswalker here. But The problem is, so these 5 little color orbs here are the amount of experience you have in each of those colors. The thing is, once you hit 100 on any of these, you'll level up in a tier. So you'll go from bronze to silver. Problem with that is, it sounds cool at first, but that means you'll get matched up with more experienced players when you go into training grounds, therefore making battles a lot more difficult for yourself. And it might be frustrating, but it's a little counterintuitive how they did this whole thing, because you think that in a card game like this, you want to be able to use all your cards and have fun with them, but if you do that, you'll end up getting experience in all your cards, which will therefore raise you up a level and make it harder to win. So in the beginning, as you're learning the game, I definitely suggest that you stick with the cards that are winning you lots of games before you go out and experiment with them, which, I mean, it's a stupid way that they've created the leveling system, and it definitely needs an overhaul. But for now, if you want to have an easy time winning games, I would suggest that you find the cards that work for you and keep using those, and try not to go outside of that too often, because you might end up facing more difficult battles than you have the capacity to deal with. So for now, that's what we'll do. We'll battle in training grounds, and we'll get back to doing story mode. So it takes 4 wins in each training session to get the grand prize of 10 crystals. So you want to do this every day, both times. So that gets you 20 crystals a day. And those will add up. And sooner or later, before you know it, you'll have enough crystals to start buying new stuff. So I'm going to keep grinding story mode, get more crystals, and probably going to try and save up enough to get an Origins premium pack, which has the chance of me getting any of these cards here. But I will only do that once and try and use the rest of them to get some better planeswalkers, because right now I only have green, and I want to be able to get more crystals in story mode, so I'll need to unlock all the different colors that I have here. So for now, the secondary objectives that get me crystals are what I will focus on to get more resources here. So in the very beginning, it's really important to have a way to amass resources quickly. So I think right now the way I'm doing it is probably the most efficient way for me. And if you want to go about it this way, I'll keep giving you tips on how to do it. All right, until the next one.